everyone's having a blessed afternoon. So I'm back with another good one, and this one basically it's hello, yeah, it's talking about Homo sapien, right? Homo sapien, Homo erectus, Neanderthal man, right? Basically, already explained coming from a point of view on how we got here, and this is way before the flood. This is what the individuals are seeing. They seeing the second coming of civilization of mankind. This is what they're seeing, and based on they research and study, they seeing that mankind, it was the second coming of mankind after the flood, right? After Noah, peace and blessings be upon him. But before the flood, our pyramids and everything that we have built was in the earth, basically. When we came from up above and came down here, we settled in the West. This is an actual true fact. We settled in the West, we settled in the West, we settled in the West. In the West is the civilization for mankind, basically. That's right. This is way before the earth was splitted and the earth was one big body of land surrounded by water. It's an actual true fact, all right? And I'm telling you this, that we traveled through this whole entire earth, even when the earth was together as one. We traveled through the earth, yeah. So, mind, body, and soul, definitely using telepathically knowledge and wisdom understanding, using definitely telekinesis. This is the thing that the Creator has blessed us with, right? These gifts, these special gifts that his self, he has these special gifts. Telekinesis, he has unlimited telekinesis. Unlimited telekinesis. We have limited telekinesis, yes. Okay, which is blessed upon mankind, which he has given us, right? But throughout the ages of time, we have lost this ability, and it was faded out from mankind. This is the first generation of mankind, of civilization of mankind, that had these abilities, actually mastering, transferring their souls in and out their body, their spirits in and out their body. This is very, very important information, because these information is hidden from mankind. They don't want to know. They don't want you to know that you had this ability and that you come from this very bloodline called the Uply God Right Ones. That is our title over here in the West, because we are the first people in creation, the first civilization that ever settled in earth, basically, yes. And from Adam, peace and blessing upon him, to Noah, peace and blessing be upon him, right? The earth was, and we populated the earth. We populated earth, basically, right? And we have ancient ancestors that was endowed with wisdom and understanding, that also had the ability to transfer their souls in and out their body, and had these special abilities, right? They have learned the ways and action of this demonic, evil, twisted devil, demon, enemy of us. This is actually true facts, and I want us to understand this from a point of view, of a spiritual point of view. This is, a lot of this information is not written, it's written down. It's written down, but it's hidden from your mind, from your eyes. And the only way to get this information, thank you so much, thank you so much, thank you so much. In order to get this information, you have to basically get in tune with spirituality, which is the foundation of civilization of mankind. Spirituality that's wrapped into this physical world, the earth, which has a beginning and end, right? So this was the time where that the human beings, they didn't write down. They didn't write down. They did not write down. They talked telepathically, and telekinesis is what they used. This was the tool, basically, because it was forbidden to talk back then. And if anybody would talk, everything in existence from the sun to the moon to the Alpha Omega, to creating everything in existence, everything will stay still. This is an actual true fact, and this was powerful. This is why sign language was brought about. Sign language was brought about. Sign language, definitely. Okay? They're going to date it back to when they had knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, but this is all lies. Sign language always been around since the beginning of time of man creation and civilization. Right? So these ancient ancestors, they was fighting each other. They was fighting each other because this is way before scriptures. This is way before the Bible. This is way before the Quran. This is way before the Torah. This is way before the book of Enoch. This is way before the book of Benjamin. And all of these Dead Sea Scroll, all of these information that was passed down, that was sent down from up above into man's hand for guidance. This is an actual true fact. The reason why this was sent down in the second coming of man creation. You know why these scriptures came about? Do anybody know? Get in my comments. Do you want to know why scriptures came about? This is just a question I'm going to put for you. I'm going to do a live video on that and explain to you why scriptures came about, the second coming of mankind, and why it did not come down the first time with Adam into Noah. Peace and blessed be upon these prophets and messengers. There's a reason why. Because back then they was directly talking to the Creator. This is an actual true fact. So this entity he's been here way before mankind. So what happened was, being that this entity was here, he knew the secrets, and he knew the mysteries of the earth and the universe and everything in between, because he was traveling back and forth. He was given sanctuary amongst the angels. And the angels taught him the secret art of certain things. And then he taught the angels also in return how to worship the Alpha Omega, the created in everything in existence. He was given sanctuary to teach the angels how to actually worship the Creator. This is an actual true fact. And he was freely, him and his people was going in and out the heavens freely. This is an actually true fact. And this is why he's there to deceive mankind, because mankind did not know, I'm talking about the descendants, did not know about spirit travel. I'm talking about us, spirit travel. The elders did know, and the ancient ancestors knew, yes, about spirit traveling and telekinesis and telepathically talking to the Alpha Omega, the creating everything in existence. Moses talked to the Alpha Omega. This is an actual true fact, right? And the Creator talked to him. He held on that blood. He held on that, right? Jesus also was raised up above, mind, body, and soul. Enoch also was raised up, mind, body, and soul. And those that came before them was raised up. The ancient ancestors. I cannot tell you the number, but there was a few of them that was raised up amongst and beyond the earth. This is an actual true fact, because people is not going to tell you this. They're going to tell you his story and lie, and saying that we evolved from Homo sapiens and Homo erectus and all of these procreation name of how mankind came about, which is wrong and lies. The Creator endowed us with so much power and so much wisdom and so much technology and so much mysteries inside of us, that some of the ancient ancestors, after learning this secret art, a lot of things, they actually try to dethrone the Creator while they was on earth and try to murder him with this entity. This is an actual true fact. These are some of the teachings that you do not know about. And this is really, really important to understand. This is really, really important to look into this, because this is still going on, but it's in the form of smoke. Feel me? So this is why it's a big campaign to not understand who the Creator is And this is why it's a big campaign to do as you please, and you're not going to be judged of it, basically. And um, you're not going to be punished. You can do as you please. This is lies. You're going to be punished. Don't believe his story. Don't believe the lies. Okay, now, so during Noah time, there was a lot of disbelief. From Adam all the way to Noah, there was a lot of killing and disbelief of the Alpha Omega, the creating everything existed. They was actually killing some of the bloodlines off. They was killing. That's why the metal came down. The metal and still came down to protect the ancient ancestors, because they was at battle, not just only with some of the ancient ancestors that turned bad into disbelief and unbelief, right? But they was at battle and war also with this entity in the spiritual realm, because always remember that the ancient ancestors and all of them had the ability to transform their spirit in and out their body. So once they knew this, now once your spirit come out your body, that leaves your shell right there, your actually body, right? Is in the still position. Did you ever seen the movie Riddick? Riddick, I think it is Riddick, the other one, I think the second one, the Riddick, yeah, Riddick. How he was battling that entity, and the entity was transforming his spirit out the body. That's exactly what we was doing. That's right. And did you see the movie? Did you see King Kong? How there was a set of people that didn't speak, they used sign language, and they used their mental to actually move things. That was us. That was us. Do you understand that? And they just paint the false narrative and just hide it in certain things. So I'm here to bring knowledge, wisdom, understanding to you, so you can understand exactly who you are. You are the Alpha Omega, and the Alpha Omega is you. You are the creator, and the creator is you. Feel me? And he already adored us with knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. We came upon this earth with knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. We came upon this earth already knowing everything in creation. So how is it that we didn't know? We couldn't speak. I mean, we couldn't talk, we couldn't speak, we couldn't do anything, we couldn't build anything, we didn't know anything. Creation is all lies, right? So this is the first coming of civilization of mankind from Adam time. So as time go on, remember the earth is still together as one. Remember the Creator says in scripture that mankind was but of one nation. They was of but one civilization. And he's talking about the earth. Remember the earth, right? The earth and heaven was one together. Remember he said that? The earth and heaven was together, and he blew it asunder and separate both of them. He separated it. So what that tells me, if the earth and the heaven was one, he created one that was what? That was what? That has a beginning and end. There's another one that have a beginning but don't have an end. So that is just like us. Then he duplicated himself and created mankind, right? He duplicated himself and created mankind, meaning that he blessed a piece of his existence and life into mankind, which don't have a beginning and end, that cannot be destroyed, is immortal. This is the spirit. The soul is different. The soul is different. The soul and spirit is two different things. They are not the same. That's right. That is right. So now, when people started fighting each other and killing each other during Noah time, and for many years he constructed that ark underneath the Creator. The Creator actually showed him how to build it. He said, I'm going to show you underneath my eye how to build this boat and ark. And he built it for many years. People was laughing at him while they was disbelieving. And these was the ancient ancestors. This is the actual true fact. When he came to tell them to worship the Alpha Omega, they didn't want to do it. A portion of them didn't want to not do it. They wanted to still fight against this teaching to believe in the Alpha Omega, because they believed that they were the Alpha Omega. Because all the power and all of the mysteries and all of the technology and all of the intellect that he had blessed upon him, whatever the Alpha Omega had upon him, he blessed upon mankind. And there's traces of it still in the earth. This is an actual true fact amongst the indigenous people of the earth. This is an actual true fact. There's still mysteries, there's still technology, there's still intelligence here that's beyond man comprehension, because man deals with modern day existence in life, right? That has a beginning and an end, right? You have people that can transcend beyond the material world and not get caught up. This is an actual true fact, right? They are called prophets and messengers. Modern day, people will call them prophets and messengers, but they are just regular people. They just endure with special ability and knowledge, so call people to worship the Alpha Omega, the Almighty. This is an actual true fact, brothers and sisters, kings and queens, ladies and gentlemen, right? I am just here as a vessel, right, and standing on business with the Alpha Omega and calling y'all to worship the Alpha Omega. Now, I'm going to get back on track with this Homo sapien and the lies that people tell when they spitting they untruth, right? So now the flood goes on. It destroys, first of all, he was going to destroy mankind because people was going in and out of the earth. They was going beyond the earth. I mean, they had these powers, they was transcending themselves, they was flying. I'm telling you this. They're not gonna tell you this. They're gonna lie to you. They're gonna lie to you and say that dumb it down, talking about we was apes. This is lies. Lies. This is all lies. So when they did this, Nora came to them and told them to stop doing this. Stop this writing, right? Stop this speaking, stop doing this, because now the earth and everything is not balanced. Now everything is just picking up what mankind is doing. Mankind is talking, mankind is doing this, mankind is writing. So now everything that was kept a secret that was between the Alpha Omega and creating everything existing with mankind, everything existing was knowing what's going on. They know what was going on, basically. And everything don't supposed to know what's going on. That's why you don't supposed to be speaking. You only speak when it's of benefits of mankind. You're supposed to keep quiet. You don't supposed to talk. If it's nothing good, you should keep your mouth shut. This is an actual true fact, because everything in existence hear you, from all the way to the heavens, up above, and all the way down. Mankind's voice, right, in the spiritual realm is echo. You know how you drop something in the water and you see those ripples and those waves? That is our voice in the spiritual realm. It goes really, really far. It goes up and it comes back down. It goes left, right, up, down. It's powerful. But just imagine hearing the creator voice. If he talk, this everything existing will crumble and smash into each other. This is why and when he talk, it got to be at a certain level. Certain things got to be stuck. Certain things got to be in a proper perspective in order for him to speak. He just don't talk like that. I'm telling you, people just don't understand the spiritual realm. But let me finish telling the story. So now, when they came out of the ark, Noah dedicated to everybody to settle, right, in different regions of earth. He did it before. He said it in the scriptures. It's an actual true fact. So he was going to destroy mankind, all of us. So before that, the ancient ancestors before Noah asked the Creator to save that one bloodline of uply God right one. The Creator talks about the uply God right one. He called it in Arabic Hanif. Hanif. Hanif is the uply God right one. Abraham, peace and blessing be upon him, was of that bloodline. But there was others before him that was uply God. They was uply God at right one, meaning that they still held on to the mysteries and to the blessings and the technology and the intellect, knowledge, wisdom, understanding of the ancient ancestors that the Creator endured with special powers and special abilities. They was of that bloodline. And what happened was, instead of everybody, right, having that intellect and everybody having that back then during Adam time, right? Check it out. During Adam time all the way to Noah time, everybody had that ability, even the woman. We're not just talking about the man, like a lot of men leave the woman out. The woman had the ability too. You see, I'm about to tell a story about women too. There was a lot of messages that's women, and we need to recognize women as messengers, right? And I'm going to say a couple of their names. We're going to talk about Mary, peace and blessings be upon her, right? And we're going to talk about Hagar, peace and blessings be upon her, right? We're going to talk about Queen Sheba, peace and blessings be upon her. They was messengers of the Creator. He talks about them. He talks about them. So he endured them with knowledge, wisdom, understanding, these women. So we have to recognize that the women shared the same burden and the same fate as men. It's nothing different, right? So now, there wasn't a lot of messengers and prophets. There wasn't a lot of messengers and prophets. There was a few outnumbered because now once disbelief came about, disbelief started taking over like it's doing now. It think that it's winning, but it's not. So once disbelief and unbelief start setting in, once mankind starts feeling that they are the Creator, right, and they start gaining knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, they started feeling that they are the Creator, that they are self-sufficient, meaning they are self-sufficient. They don't need anything, which is lies. So once that starts setting in amongst everybody, you see it all in the world. Man think that he's self-sufficient, think that he's not going to be checked, think that he can do everything upon the earth, which is a lie, which is deception, which is deceive you so you can get down what they crew, so you can be on that same timing, that same energy, and stand on that business, which is false hope, false guidance, false information, and lies. This is an actual true fact, right? So they was already endured. Once they came out the ark, they was already endured with great knowledge of building, of structure, of building things. They actually saw, the people that was picked actually saw Noah building this ark, this boat. Do you understand what I'm saying? They saw that. He's building it. Under the Creator watch, his eyes. So, after they came out of the flood, how did they get, because now the earth starts splitting. The earth separated itself now during the flood time. During the flood, the earth separated. So now it's going to be a new beginning for the second civilization of mankind. Now, the people that came out of this still was blessed with certain skills and certain abilities. How they cross that water? How they get across that water? How? This big body of water and get to other places and civilize. How did they do it? Either two ways did they do it. Either two ways. Either physically, right? Either physically, they build boats, right? And cross the rivers and cross the waters and start to settle. Or they use their mind to pick themselves up and put themselves in civilization. Those only the two ways. Because they still wondering how they get past that water. They start coming up with theories. Well, they must have used a boat. Well, they look and search and search and search and search and coming up with theories and saying how they got over there. Oh, nah, they just appeared over there. It's a lies. They came from the West. These individuals came from the West. Civilization is the West. Civilization is the center of blessings of mankind. That's why everybody wants to come over here in the West, which they call America. We've been here already in this land. We are not African and we're not black. Do you understand that? These terminologies are beneath us. We are higher and glorified in our stature. The descendants and the ancient ancestors. Nobody wasn't no Africans. We've been here already. We're not African. We've been here. We are the descendants of the uply God right one that was blessed and endured with special abilities. This is an actual true fact. One of them is technology in our very bloodline. That's passed on from generation to generation. We just don't tap into it. Some of us do, but a lot of us don't, because we are plagued with murder, death, kill. We are plagued with drugs and alcohol and all of these things that's leading us down a dark, dark path to this entity, barbaric, evil, twisted, demonic, devil, demon. Actual true fact that lurks in the shadows. And I'm always going to keep talking about him because he's the op. This entity is the op. You the op, sucker. You the op. And I already know you the op. And this is why I'm telling people and getting people on the same page to see and understand their position and understand their square and understand their circle. So they got to find their space and time, right, and their gravity to make it happen upon their physical life and rise above and get to their bag or get to whatever they want to get to. All they got to do is define space and gravity and time, and you can make it happen. That's right. That's right. So this is exactly what the ancient ancestors did. Because it's either two ways. They had the boat and they went over the water, right? Or they levitated, right? And traveled there. Then you said Jesus walked on water? Wow. You see what I'm talking about? You see, all of these things make sense. Jesus walked on water. Of course he did. Because he had the ability of the ancient ancestor to levitate their body, but telekinesis. You have to believe, man. You have to believe. See, our minds are so blocked, it's so dumb, deaf, and blind. We stop believing, and when you stop believing, and when you start imaging thoughts inside your head and replace it with these false narrative, you start to lose on who you are. You are the alpha. You are the creator, and the creator is you, but with limitation. Do you understand that? In the spiritual form, not the physical form, because the physical form, don't you need to eat? You need to sleep. You need to do what you do. You got special needs. You need to take dumps. You need to pee. You need to do all that. The Alpha Omega doesn't need all that. He doesn't take dumps, because that means that he's subjected to everything that we subjected to, which is a beginning and an end. All this stuff is a beginning and end. It's a beginning and end. So to be the Alpha Omega, you cannot be subjected to beginning and end. That means that everything's going to crumble and be destroyed. This is deep. So, they got through either levitating or use a boat. These are two, how they did, and they settled all around the country, Europe, Spain, whatever you want to talk about, whatever country that is named now, they settled there. The original people are the indigenous people, and it's this color right here. There was only one color. In the beginning, from Adam to Noah, it was only this one color right here. How fun is that, to be one color? That's not cool, that's not fun. So it had to be, it had to bring about change. It had to be different civilization. It had to be the rainbow. That's why the rainbow, right, when it rains, there's two things. There's two sides to the rainbow, right? You see how the rainbow is? That's why he showed it shouldn't be racism. There's blue, there's red, there's green, there's yellow, different colors. They're not fighting each other. That's why there's three signs. There's no racism there. There's no racism in the rainbow. That should right there bring mankind, right? That should bring mankind in unity with the oneness, right? Then that the agreement upon nature and upon the earth, that the creator is not going to destroy the earth again like he did with water, right? So these are some of the signs of the rainbow. Two big ones that we miss as human beings, right? And it makes no sense to be racism with different colors. The different colors is for different climax of the earth, so everybody can take care of a portion of the earth. Do you understand that? Nobody's not bigger than nobody. Everybody has a job. Everybody should be in unison, in oneness with the Alpha Omega. But being that this demonic, evil, twisted, barbaric devil demon, right, was given sanctuary and was given respite to the day, he started manipulating all different type of the color of the rainbow. He started manipulating it. The people got into their brain, got into their heart, because he already know how the people work because he went through their nostrils. He already know how the brain work, how the heart work, how the eyes work, how the hands work, how your private parts work. He already knew all that about the human being, even though the human being didn't know that. They were dumb, deaf, and blind. So he started teaching them a portion of human beings. Yes, he did. That was during Adam time and during Noah time, and then right up to right now. That's why the flood happened, because it was a lot of disbelief, He was going to destroy everything. So what happened, he made the agreement with the ancient ancestors that he was going to save the ugly God, right, bloodline. Nobody knew how he was going to do it, right? But he made agreement with them. So he saved the bloodline all the way to the Prophet Muhammad, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. That is the last and final seal of all prophets. That says no more prophets, no more revelation is coming down. So anybody that possessed to be a prophet is a liar. Is a liar. You come up with your own thoughts, you come up with your own understanding on certain things is lies. The only thing that the creators and the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, said, he said the only thing that's left here is a piece of messengership. It's a piece of messengership, which the piece of messengership that's here, it's a piece of messengership. And the people will know who is a messenger. Everybody is not a messenger. Do you understand? It's a piece of it. I forgot what number he said. It's a certain number. And I'm going to get back to that once I look in my book and find the specific number that he said that is a piece of a message that is still in existence, meaning that from the ancient ancestors that was blessed with special abilities and special gifts that is still here in this world. And this devil, demonic, evil, twisted devil demon knows that. And the people that's endured with this is the people that you see each and every day, the indigenous people of this earth that did not come over here over no slave ships, that wasn't enslaved and came from Africa. Do you understand that? We fought for this land. This land is a blessed land. And this is why we tell the individuals, right, go into your designated area where your civilization was told to be, and civilize over there and do what you got to do, and we will do our part upon this earth. That's why the earth is not balanced, because there's no one over there taking care of the earth physically, mentally, and spiritually. That's why the earth is not balanced and calling out for justice, right? You got one particular people, or people just evil, just going ham on the earth. They just going ham, being disrespectful. See, the earth and nature is going to take care of you. The universe is going to take care of you. You understand what I'm saying? We are the right hand of the Alpha Omega, the creating everything in existence in the Almighty. Nobody's not no Homo sapien. Nobody's not no Homo erectus. This is all nothing but all live. This is nothing but cat. And I didn't think that this concept still exists, but it still exists. The second coming of mankind, maybe in other people's civilization that it exists, that you can say that you are evolved from, these animals. No, it's a lie. You understand what I'm saying? These animals been here way before mankind. The apes and monkeys and giraffes and all of these animals been here already for mankind. We all know that mankind is the last thing in creation. Stop lying to the people. We came from up above. We came from up above that actually making of the Alpha Omega created us. Ain't that powerful? Yes, he created us. He he touched something from his creation. That was us. That's why he told everything in creation to bow down to us. And that's why everything's supposed to bow down to us. But we are bound down to everything that's around us. What is wrong with you? You supposed to define gravity. You supposed to define time. You supposed to define your space, your square, your circle, everything around you. You supposed to master that because you are what? You're not the ultimate master, but you are the master of your existence in your world because he gave you the power and free will to do as such, but with limitation. But with limitation. Do you understand that? So we have to look at this from a point of view of spirituality, which is the foundation. And I know and understand everybody listening to me once I got this microphone, and it feels really dope. I'm just going. I'm just talking and going because it feels good. Because when you are doing something from your heart and your soul and mind, and it's genuine, and you actually want to see people win and save people, and you don't want to see people burn, right? And I'm not talking about physically burn, but just win. It's going to come natural. It's going to come out of you. It's going to come out of you. Right? This is not written. This is not nothing written down. This is not nothing that that I studied before. This is all coming from within inside of me, from my spirituality, from my spirit, which is in alignment with the Alpha Omega that created everything exists. And I did a video about being in alignment with the universe, which is really, really important for you to be in line. Once you're out of line, you're not in balance. You become stagnated, and this is why a lot of our life becomes stagnated because we're not in alignment with the oneness. You have to become one with him. So now they traveled and settled in these places. They traveled and settled in these places. They built pyramids, and we told them do not build pyramids upon the earth. Hide the pyramids within inside of the earth. The Egyptians and everybody else didn't listen. They did not listen. They started writing. They started going against the teachings, right, of the ancient ancestors, because the ancient ancestors was taken up way before the flood. And before the flood happened, all of the ancient ancestors was taken up. They was taken up. The Creator took them up, right, before this flood happened. Now what was left was Noah, because it was going to be a new beginning. We can't have more ancient ancestors here, even though Noah is an ancient ancestor, but he was an elder of the ancient ancestor. He's a descendant. So a lot of this knowledge and a lot of this ability was taken away, because in the first place, mankind, they was endowed. He even said this in scripture. I endowed mankind with knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, with reading and writing, and with special abilities. They took advantage of that, and they start coming at him. In scriptures, he talked about that. He don't say it straight up, but he talked about that. He said, why do mankind, after become haughty and disrespectful, after knowing something, right, of not knowing something? You come from a place of not knowing anything. Now that you know something, and now you want to challenge. And that's exactly what the ancient ancestors did once they learned disbelief, and once they learned that they are the Alpha Omega, and they was blessed with special abilities to transform their spirit in out their body and to levitate into existence. They was given this. Yes, they was. Yes, they was. Yes, they was. So now we build technology to levitate us like planes and all the other stuff. We was already levitating. We was already doing all that way before we actually built physical planes. We was traveling beyond space because your spirit, right? If you, the creator could put you in a certain place so you won't die. There's no oxygen up there, so he could put you in a certain place, the speed of light, so you won't become caught in the atmosphere. Feel me? So, um, yeah, they was levitating spiritually. Your spirit doesn't is not defined. Is not defined by this gravity. It's not defined by this world. Do you understand that? It's not defined. It's defined by the next world. That's why I always want to go back to the spiritual world. To the spiritual world. That is the foundation. Always want to go back to him and always find a way to go back to him because that's where it comes from. That's where it comes from. It always have a yearn to go back. I don't care how much money you get. It always will not be happy. Your spirit. It will always keep trying to get back. It's deep. This is deep. So, I hope this is the breakdown that actually Homo sapien, Homo erectus, and all of these other things of the knowledge that they didn't tell you, that they lied to you about, that we evolved from apes and all this other stuff, and beating rocks and making fire. This is all lies. We already knew all that already. Maybe a certain civilization was doing that until we brought knowledge, wisdom, understanding to them because our job was to do what? Was to civilize all things and everything that wasn't civilized, that was acting other outside of nature. Yes, you have nature that act other than themselves that need to be checked. Do you feel me? Just look at nature, they need to be checked. Yes, everything. So that's why we was created to keep balance upon the universe, in between and out the universe. It's the actual fact. So this is the actual true fact from a spiritual point of view. These individuals tell it from a physical point of view, mixing up with lies and putting down these old tools that they think that we use and all this other stuff. We didn't listen. Let me tell you something, man. These tools and everything came later on. Plates, everything came later on in life. We wasn't using no plates and forks and anything like that. This was lies. We was already eating with our mind. We was eating, picking things up with our mind, using telekinesis. This is all lies. You understand what I'm saying? We already knew and defined nature. We already knew and defined gravity and air and everything. Dealing with the mathematics, dealing with science, dealing with chemistry, dealing with the arts of each and everything. We was already endured with this knowledge, wisdom, understanding from the Alpha, Omega, the creating everything in existence. Brothers and sisters, kings and queens, ladies and gentlemen, all around the world. Yes, thank you so much. That's right. We dropping knowledge here. We dropping knowledge here, you know. This is what we do. We drop knowledge here. We drop knowledge, wisdom, understanding so you can get a better understanding on who you are, brothers and sisters, kings and queens, ladies and gentlemen, prince and princess all around the world. Recognize who you are. Step to your business and understand your square and your space and your circle and define, right, your gravity and your time and your air, and you will be okay if you want to have a benefit of your physical life. But the goal is to get to your foreverness, meaning your spirit, get that intact because one day is gonna come a time where we ain't gonna be able to touch or eat nothing or drink anything. So you're gonna have the ability to transform your spirit out of your body. You ever seen the movie of the X-Men? I think it was what was his name? Apocalypse. Was it Apocalypse? It was somebody that he was the first mutant and all the mutants came from them. I want you to, he was sort of like the creator. He said, I am the creator of you. You saw that, right? And he could basically control anybody power, you know? So sort of like that, but there was something more greater than Gene. So we have to look at this and understand this from a point of view of spiritual right, on who you are. And I appreciate that you tuning in to me. And please get the information out. This information needs to be out, and I had to do it really, really quick because this information is not going to get out among a lot of people. It's not going to get out. I did topic about this before about the Neanderthal man. They were saying that how the Neanderthal man is linked to autism, linked to cerebral palsy, and linked to Down syndrome, and all those others saying the DNA. No, this is lies. This is co-created by mankind to control the masses of people, so um, they can do more studies and get more money off people's demise. This is all lies, man. This is how I feel. This is how I feel. I could be wrong, but this is how I feel. This is what I'm getting at. And that this is co-created by mankind and this entity. Devil, demonic, evil, twisted, barbaric, devil, demon. This is an actual true fact. So please like, share, subscribe, get this information out. Give a round of applause for the brother Fatima. She's right here with us. She's praying for us. She's watching us. And she got our back. Remember the sisters, the queen sisters, right? The mother of civilization is working through us. Have the knowledge, wisdom. Thank you so much, Fatima. Thank you, sister. We definitely gonna give you a round of applause. Thank you so much, everyone. And definitely check out the next live that I'm gonna do. Peace, y'all. Peace, 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 love.